Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a map called Frozen Lake 2.0. I'm going to start this map off by zooming out a ton and give you an idea of what the layout is like before we do any driving at all. So in the middle of the map, we have the Frozen Lake. In the middle of the Frozen Lake, we have a small island which we can go and drive on. Surrounding the Frozen Lake, we have a road that loops all the way around it with a couple of alternative paths you can take. One of them is right here, and it goes all the way along and then meets up over around there. Then we have this dirt alternative path that goes quite a ways around to about over here, and that's where it starts. And then we also have this alternative path over here, which goes to an airstrip located right there, and then comes all the way around and loops back up with what I would consider the main road. Now that you have an idea what the map is like, let's go ahead and do some driving after we change the vehicle, because I want something with four-wheel drive. So how about we do the V8 four-wheel drive Fire Chief Roamer, because it also has a nice color contrast, and it has the stickers on it, so it's more than just a red car. Now I want to point out that this is a normal road, as in you drive and brake and it brakes just like any other road in the game. But if you go to the dirt roads like this one over here, it is very slick and slippery, so you can do all kinds of crazy things like sliding all over the place, and you can try to 360 your way down a road, which is what I'm trying to do right now. And it gives you kind of a good idea of just how slick the road is. It's slick enough where you can do nonsense like this, but it's also not so slick where you have no control. Like, I'm pretty easily staying on the main road when I want to. You know, I'm a little bit off of it now and then, but that's also because I'm trying to do nonsense like 360 all over the place. But when we get over here to the ice, it gets real slick. So if we slam on the brakes, we will just keep sliding for a while before we come to a stop, because this is much slicker than the road we are driving on. On the lake, we do have these little huts and snowmobiles. You can kind of crash into them, but it's not exactly a good thing to do, because most of the time it'll immobilize the car and you don't exactly crash into it. You crash into some part that just happens to kind of be surrounding it, as you saw right there. We can try to pull the car out of there, but I don't know if that'll even work. Yeah, it is very, very stuck here. It is not gonna come free as far as I can tell doing that. So let's just go ahead and teleport the car right here and get a fresh one. Now let's go ahead and make our way to that island in the middle, and I'll show you what's on there. You can kind of have some fun driving on the lake. We could slide all over the place. This one you could 360 even easier than the other one, and it's a lot easier to 360 if using a manual transmission, because you could just switch gears real fast and then just start accelerating at the exact moment. With automatic, it kind of takes a minute to, like, oh, you want to go in reverse now? Okay, like, watch. Reverse, reverse, reverse. There we go. It took a minute. Anyways, I'm going to go and just try to slow down a bit and get myself lined up to actually go on that road. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do with these slick surfaces. There we go. Perfect transition. And it looks like this road is a little bit thinner than the one we were on before in some sections, so it's a little bit unsafe to do the 360s, but right here it's nice and wide, so it's time to 360. I just like doing that. Like, whenever the roads are slick, it is fun to do that. Anyways, we have a part of the road right there where we could go straight, left, or right. If we go straight, we have a house over here. So you could go say, honey, I'm home. Oh no! And crash into your house. That works perfectly fine for collisions. There's nothing in the house. It's just a shell of a house, of course. I don't think I've really ever seen houses with interiors, because there's no point in making an interior for a game like this. Unless it's that one map where the house is a giant thing and you're driving around it like you're a toy car. That is kind of a exclusion to the rule. So anyways, back over here, we have two ways we can go. If we go left or right, though, we're just going to get back to the lake. So you can see over there, it just goes back to the lake. And then if we go the other way, it's the exact same deal. And I'll show that to you, just because I'm the kind of person who'd rather show it than just say it. Because people will say, oh, WhyBeAre, you're wrong. It's like, no, I'm not wrong. Look, it's right there in the video. You see that? I told you it was just back to the lake. And see, it's just back to the lake. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to accelerate a bunch and try to fly into the trees, and maybe we'll try to navigate through the trees, which isn't exactly the easiest thing to do, but it is possible. There aren't many roads that actually go from the lake to the main road. So if you want to do that, you actually have to make your own roads like I'm about to do here, and I wonder if this thing could actually make it still. I was thinking that would total it by doing something crazy like that, but it actually is still driving somehow. So let's get this thing to the main road. Let's say, you know, we're some traveler who wrecked our car up and we need to get help. So we need to find that main road, and we have no idea where we are. The only thing we know is that the road surrounds the lake. So if we go out away from the lake for long enough, we have to hit the road. And this is not actually that easy because it's hard to really see what's in front of you in this situation because the trees are just so in your face half the time. Like right here, it's like I can't see nothing at all about what's in front of me. I just gotta go real slow until I can, and then we punch it for a little bit. I could probably try a different camera angle like that, which actually would work very well for this situation. If I can get a good sense of feel for how wide the vehicle is. My doors are getting stuck, so that means my doors are open, and I gotta go extra wide on the right side because of that. And I also gotta hope I don't hit any hills that are too steep because I don't think this car is really putting down all the power it truly can. Plus, as I said earlier, this is not the easiest surface to drive on. So like right here, oh, it is struggling and I have no idea how I'm gonna make it through there. So we're gonna have to go a different way. Let's back it up. Okay, I can't stop it even. It's just sliding all on its own and I can't see what I crashed into. Okay, we are not gonna get out of that easy, are we? I think we are stuck on that tree. I wonder if you can even really easily get from the lake to the road. Like, that is a lot of trees to cross through. How close was I? I wasn't that far off, actually. Let me get a car that actually functions properly and try this again. I'm pretty sure you could do it, but that car was not driving well. With a fully functional car, it should be pretty easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and just use this camera again because that seemed to work fairly well. Oh, there's a nice opening right there. So you just got to find those openings. Once you find those openings, you're golden. If we use the camera from above, I bet it'd be really easy to do this. Like the really above, not the following camera. I mean, you stop, zoom out, say, okay, we'll go this way. That probably works really well. I actually like doing this. This is kind of fun. Just going through the trees and making sure you don't crash. Like, this would be a totally dumb map in terms of just making something like this. But it might actually be interesting to just drive on it. You know, having kind of a random array of trees like this to drive through. It's pretty cool. Like, you gotta just find the route, but there are a lot of options you can do and stuff. I like that. Can we fit through there? No, it's not gonna happen. We can fit through here, though. Wait, maybe. Squeeze! Squeeze! There we go. I will find that road eventually. I got a little spun around, though. I hope I'm going the right way. Like, I might just be going through the trees, period, and the road's in the other direction. I really don't know. I'm just going through the open space, and as long as I don't see a lake ahead of me, I'm hoping I'm doing okay. Not exactly the best strategy, is it? But yeah, with a non-damaged car, it's a lot easier. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's drive around and see if we can find a different way to go up this thing. Some way that's less steep. I mean, I guess I could try it, but I don't know about this car making that. It's not really an off-road car. It's just a car with four-wheel drive. Like, there's a difference. And that looked kind of less steep than the other section. Let's try it. Come on. There we go. That's how you do it. And there's the road. See, with a functional car, it's not that difficult. With the broken car, yeah, it was pretty difficult. So now I have basically no idea where I actually am. I am really, really spun around. All I know is the lake is to my right. That's it. So I have to kind of look for a landmark I recognize. And there aren't too many landmarks on this road. It's a pretty flat road. And the surroundings are mostly just trees. Now this road is so flat, in fact, that you can pretty much floor it the whole way. And you never have to slow down with a car like this. If you get the bull light or something, yeah, you'll probably have to slow down. But this car, we don't need to slow down. Like, the corners are nice and swooping and easy to do at high speeds. No issues with those. So you can just keep on flooring it the whole way like I'm doing right here. And what I might want to do is get a faster vehicle. Because the road that goes around the lake is like 5 miles long. So if we were going faster, we could get through this road a little bit faster. I don't know. I mean, we're going 90 miles per hour, so that means we could probably do it in like 4 minutes, even if we braked at the corners and stuff. Which I'm not going to do, so it should be even less than that. Although there are the alternative paths, which I will be taking a look at. I like that there are little signs before the corners that kind of warn you of what's coming up. Even though the corners aren't ever that steep and I don't even know it's necessary, I really like the details like that, where it's like, hey, there's a corner coming up, be warned. It's cool. So right here we have a fork in the road. This fork must be the one for the airport. So I actually should go to the left here to actually get to that airstrip. I called it an airport. It's not really an airport. It's just an airstrip. So we'll try going this way and see if I am correct in where I am. Speed limits, by the way, they say 35 miles per hour. Yeah, we're not going to go 35 miles per hour. That would take forever. How about 95 miles per hour as a max speed? Like, I don't think this thing will get 95 miles per hour. So that'll work perfect. Now, it's actually kind of hard to see the airstrip from this direction. Like, it's through those trees somewhere. And what is probably going to happen is I'm going to miss the airstrip, and we're going to have to backtrack through the trees to find it. Because I know it's around there somewhere, and I might even be able to just see it if I really was to look. But this is a long outing, and I know it's near the end of it. So I'm going to just wait till we see the area where there's like another corner. Then I know that's where the airstrip is. Like, you just got to remember those landmarks and say, okay, the airstrip is somewhere around here. And when you have that landmark, you say, okay, let's find that airstrip. But you can see real long detour road right here. There, I see the like control tower or whatever. So that means we are definitely getting real close to the airstrip. And in fact, I think I see it through the trees if we would just pop through those. So let's go ahead and do that so you can take a look at that. And I unfortunately do not have any sort of plane mods installed. So I can't actually demonstrate the runway being used properly, but we can at least drive around on it some. Now this dirt road right here is not the runway. It's just a road that kind of goes around the runway. So we're going to go ahead and cut the corner a bit, and boom, we are on the runway. And it is so nice using that interior camera to see through the trees easier. So anyways, we'll just drive along this so you can get an idea of how long it is, because it is a pretty long runway, and I think any plane that I've seen in BeamNG.drive could take off here, assuming you don't end up swerving too much to the left or right and hitting a wing on a tree. And we can get the Fire Chief Roamer up to over 80 miles per hour before we get to the end. And you do have to get a little bit of lift by the time you get to the end. Otherwise, you're going to wrap yourself around a tree just like that. See if we can pull it off the tree if it's stuck. That appears to be stuck, so we'll teleport it, and then we can keep on driving. Now, we could get up and close with that little control center light, which you can actually just see through the trees for a second. There was like a red light. You could just see it. I can't get it to see through there again, though. But I'm not going to bother doing that because you got a pretty good view of it from the road that we were driving on earlier. And this is the same road, by the way, because it ended up going right there, right after the runway. So if we keep driving along this, we'll go back to where we started, basically, or at least very close to there. So that'll be my new goal. And I'm not going to drive around all of the paved roads because they are, like I said, pretty similar. There's not that many bumps or anything like that. But I will go to this one if we can stop in time. Whoa, that was a little bit scary. Now, I actually want to come back to this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to respawn the vehicle right here, and we can go and change up the vehicle just for a change of sights. How about we use a police? Nah, police is too similar. How about we use the French version of the Sunburst, because that still is all-wheel drive, and the color is not so blending in with the snow. So over here, I just wanted to point out that there are some little houses that you can go and take a look at. I believe they're over here. Houses! I know you're around here somewhere. I may be on the wrong path. Oh, there was the house. I saw it. There it is, 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 there it is. Spin this thing around. Oh, I went into the snow. I'm lucky I didn't crash. Looks like there's just enough paved on the side for me to have not crashed into that tree. So anyways, there are some houses in here that you could go and take a look at. They have dirt roads to them, so you could do the same thing where you're like, I'm home, and you smash into your house because you can't stop. Oh, or you do the most amazing drift ever and don't crash into your house. That works as well. I don't think I could ever do that one again. That was beautiful. And that's all I wanted to do there, is just show you those houses. So we're going to go back to where we started this car off at. And now I want to drive on some dirt roads. And to get there, we're going to need to go basically back where we started. And you can tell this is where we started because there is that gas station right there. And to our left is the dirt road we drove down earlier. We're not actually going the same place we went earlier, because there is a alternative route we could take over here. And we're going to be doing that. Perfect cornering. And once again, we slide all over the place, and I'm debating here. Should I just floor it and crash when I crash, or should I try to do it safely? And based on the speed I'm doing, I guess you could probably figure out which one I decided to do. Now, this road is nice and bumpy, though, as you just saw. It's actually a pretty good road for driving on if you're not just flooring it like a maniac until you crash because you think it'd be fun. I won't do just that, but I had to do it a little bit there. And I have to spin this vehicle around in a pretty tight space. If I screw that up, we're either going to hit a tree or fall off the cliff. I don't want to do either of those. So we're just going to do it nice and careful. Hit the tree just a little bit. Intentionally. And now we'll drive slower. And I actually didn't mention this, but there are some cut trees here. Like, there aren't many spaces with cut trees, but there are some here. And one thing I've noticed throughout the map that's kind of weird is, like, there are places like that where you seemingly just fall into the ground. And here you might be thinking it's because it's a dirt road, but this also has happened on the tarmac, so I don't think it's like necessarily intentional for like dirt road plus snow or anything like that, because the tarmac doesn't have any snow on it, and I've fallen through it in similar ways. Like, it doesn't really affect the way it drives or anything like that, but it will look funky every now and then as half your car kind of falls through the ground. Well, not half your car. It's, you know, it's like 1/10 of your car. It's a very small amount, but it does happen in a lot of places. Like you can see here, it's going through the ground a little bit. Anyways, we're just going to keep driving along this road because this road is a lot more interesting to drive on than the paved roads. The paved roads, you've seen one, you've seen them all. They're just real good high-speed roads, but with roads like that, there's not much point in putting details next to them because you're going to be going at 100 miles per hour anyways. You ain't going to see those details. This one, on the other hand, though, you go nice and slow, and right here we have a thing where we could either go back that way or keep going straight. I'm going to go ahead and keep going straight, and maybe actually what we could do is we could spawn the car up here, and then we could come back and do the other path afterwards. Since it pointed us in this direction, we'll go this way, actually. Whoa, slow down. We're going way too fast. That downhill just let me carry a lot of speed real recklessly. We could go through here at a pretty decent rate, though. So, boom. That is one of the other roads that connects to the lake, and I believe that's the only other road that connects to the lake. That's it. Like, there are not a lot of roads that do that, and that one is a long way to go just to get to the lake, especially considering one of the ways you get on that road is by taking a detour from the road that goes to the lake. There's another road to get to there, of course, but that's not the one I took. I'll show you that one, though, because that is to our behind. No, we could put that light on. Yeah. Right here we have this little section where it's just rock. It's kind of interesting, but doesn't seem like it affects the way the car drives much. So boom, here is another one where we could go in two directions. So we'll do the same plan as last time. We'll reset the car, go one way, and then go the other one. Just barely clearing that tree. That was beautiful. And we have another split right there. We'll do that one. Same idea. Like, I just want to show off all of these roads because I like driving on these roads. These are fun roads to drive on. Except I can't see nothing because of the stinking trees. We can use the interior camera. That works. Floor it. What happened to my mirror? Oh, I think I just hit my other mirror. What happened to both my mirrors? I didn't realize I was cutting it so close. But, yeah, apparently I'm cutting these roads real close to those trees, and I don't even notice it. Like, I am threading the needle. And this road has rocks, by the way, and this is not a car to really use for that. It's not really an off-roader. It's just a sedan with all-wheel drive. And okay, at this point there are so many roads going every which way I'm gonna get lost if I try to do all of them, so I'll try to do most of them. This one eventually ends right here, though, where we connect back to the road. So what we'll do is we'll backtrack the way we came and show off one of those alternative routes. Like, I'm truthfully a little bit lost on these roads. I thought I knew them, but there was a couple of paths I didn't even know about, so I'm like, uh-oh, I have no idea which way to go, and I just missed my turn, didn't I? Like, it's kind of a hidden thing right there. Like, it's hidden behind the trees. So we go, bottoming out on those rocks again, and there's the way I want to go. Because one of these roads has a bridge that I wanted to drive on, and I don't know which, and I can't see nothing. So back to the interior camera, which just goes to a house. Hello, house. All right, spin it. Spin it. Oh, goodness, that was awful. There's not enough room to really rotate this car here, is there? Like, I wanted to spin it, not, you know, back it up carefully between the trees and stuff. Yeah, you could do that, but where's the fun in that? Back to some more interior camera driving. I know a lot of people out there do like the interior camera driving, but then a lot of you don't. It's one of those topics where there's really a split in which way you prefer it. And this one, the people who like the interior camera driving are going to be really happy because I very rarely do that normally, and now we're doing it all over the place, and we flipped over. Good way to demonstrate how slick the road is. We just kept sliding, didn't we? So let's pull the car. Whoops, pull the car, not the bumper, to the about in the middle of the road instead of being inside the tree. Respawn it and keep on driving along. Back to the interior camera. And just keep going. And we will be ending this soon. Oh, I keep breaking my glass on the rocks. Stinking rocks. I should have like an actual off-road vehicle like the D series or whatever, but it's making it just very ugly like. So boom, we connect back up with the road. Also, that respawn point I had earlier, yeah, that's gone. So that sucks. 'Cause I had to teleport the car. So we'll just keep driving along through here, just driving on these roads, because this is still, I believe, a new road that you haven't seen. Yes, this is the road I was looking for. This is the one with the bridge, and I almost tipped over on it. Saved myself at the last second. So there's actually a river that feeds the frozen lake. And if you wanted to, you could kind of follow it along, not in a car, but with the camera, you could go and follow it along all the way to the lake. And it kind of just disappears right here, and boom, it's frozen. Magic, ain't it? So we'll make our way back up. And we can follow this all the way to see where it comes from, because I actually don't know where it comes from, actually. So let's see. Hey, it looks like it just starts with those rocks, yeah? Yep. So I think that will do it for the Frozen Lake 2.0 map. Till next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.